Don't pay attention to the law.
Well, you said y'all eat around 1, so I mean, I'll have Amen. First off, I'd like to say good morning and thank you for the invitation to come and to speak to you today. And in all the things that Harry and I enjoy together, and we have for a long time, the Lord and His work is what we enjoy now together. And he and I go back to childhood. He's 6 years older than me. I know he looks a lot older, but don't worry about that. He's 6 years older than me. And Larry's a year older than me. We grew up together. And of course, all of us, neither one of us ever dreamed that this is where the Lord would have us one day in our life. And I'm not going to tell you where we've been and what we've done. I'm going to tell you where we're at today.
Amen.
The singing, I want to thank y'all for good songs and good singing and the effort y'all put forth for the church. In Psalms 150, he talks about praising the Lord. In Ephesians 5 and 18 through 21, he talks about how that we're not to be filled with wine, but to be filled with the Spirit, to speak to each other in songs and hymns and all the things. Somewhere in there there's some preaching. Got to be. So this morning I want to share with you for just a little while and talk to you a little bit about God's Word. Now, comparing myself to Harry, how many of you know anything or grew up with the old story about the tortoise and the hare? Y'all remember that story? These young folks don't know about it, but we were taught about the tortoise and the hare. Well, I'm the tortoise and he's the hare. I'm telling you right now. He's always, we worked together for years, and everything he does, he got to be wide open, full speed. Brian asked me about needing a mic or anything. I said, no, I was taught to stay behind the lectern. One mic can be plenty for me. And he said, well, Unc gets carried away sometimes. I said, I know that. He's wired on 440 and I'm on week 110. So, I'm an expository preacher, teacher, and God has wonderful wisdom in His Word. And this morning, and I've always tried to, that's not a good word to use, but my wife never liked it. But I've always tried to ask a question. Try to get your mind focused on one particular thing. And today I want us to think a little bit about homecoming. Why do we have homecoming? Well, that's where everybody can come home and we can see family and we can do this. Well, we shouldn't have homecoming one day a week or one day out of the year. We should have homecoming every day, and I'm going to use God's Word to try to help you see that this morning. And the other question I'd ask you today is who is your father? Who's your father? Now, in Luke chapter 15, Jesus is teaching some folks, and if you have your Bibles and want to read with me, if you don't, I'm going to read to you, and you'll know that it's there. But in Luke chapter 15 and verse 1, he said, Then drew near unto him all the publicans, the tax collectors, the people that were detested by other folks and didn't like them. And so the publicans and the sinners party here. They came to hear Jesus. But there were some more folks there, and that's what I want to talk to us about this morning is who's our Father. Now these were, and the Pharisees and scribes murmured, that means they were grumbling, saying, This man receiveth sinners, or welcomes sinners, and eateth with them. Today we all are so immensely blessed with the great foods and the things that we have to eat today. And there's people in countries right now that don't know where their next meal, maybe they haven't had a meal. We've got people probably still down in Florida from the storm that didn't know where their next meal was coming from. Didn't have what they needed. But those are the natural things and the physical things, but there's another side of us. You know, man's a threefold being. He's body, soul, and spirit. And our soul, our spirit needs to be filled with God's Word every day. But not only ours, but other people's. And that's who I want us to look at this morning. Very familiar reading, but I want to show you a great homecoming. I want to show you that you and I can have the same kind of homecomings with loved ones and friends and people that we meet. Now, I asked you a question about who is your father. Now, these Pharisees over in John chapter 8, these Pharisees and these people who thought they were better religiously than other people in John chapter 8, there's 2 or 3 places. I'm going to read I'm just going to get a little background and I'm going to come back to the message. But in John chapter 8, verse 12, he said, Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. Jesus is our light of life. And it's real simple. Love. That's the light of life, is the love that we have for the people. Now, when I get back to Luke, we'll explore that a little bit. But he's talking to these Pharisees and stuff, and he gets down here a little farther, and he said in verse 33, they answered him, We be Abraham's seed, and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? You know, there's a lot of people today that are laboring under the thought and the pattern of the law and the things that I'm doing this and somebody else is not doing this and I'm doing better than somebody else. Be careful. Be careful. It's not the things that you and I do in life with our physical bodies. It's the love that we have in our heart for other people. Listen, they said over here in verse 39, they answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. There's a lot of people today that are holding on to what mama and grandma and great-grandpa and somebody, some preacher, all kind of folks. But people, we can't get folks into heaven. I'm not capable of saving anybody this morning. I want to point you to the one that will and can and wants to save us today, or will save you if you don't know him. I'm not special. I just saw like the man in. Go back with me to chapter 15 of Luke, and I'm going to be reading in verse 11. He taught 3 parables in here, and I'm going to use the 3rd one. And all of you've heard it before in your life, I just want to draw your attention to it this morning. He said the parable of the lost son. And he said a certain man had 2 sons, and the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living, or his livelihood, everything that he had. Now, Jewish law said that the oldest son got 2/3, the younger son would have got 1/3. He said, give me what's mine. I want what's coming to me. And not many days after the younger son gathered all together and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance or his possessions with riotous living or wasteful or just wasteful spending. Woke up one day. He didn't have anything. How many of you and I have maybe experienced that in our life? Or maybe we've had loved ones that did the same thing. And how do we respond to them? Well, I ain't doing nothing else for him. I don't have any intentions of doing nothing else for them. I've done, and I'll give this, and I've done this. I'm through with it. Be careful. What did Jesus give us? Love. Amen. Now listen. He was doing this out of pride. You understand this morning that pride tells us that we're never wrong. Pride tells us that we're always right. Pride tells us that what I've got's better than somebody else. See this pretty regular. Got neighbors. Now, what I like about days like today is I don't know who is and who ain't. You know Harry, And where I'm coming from is, what I say is from my heart. And you know, all of us have grandchildren, and we love them. We love them. And we're proud of them, and we actually think that ours are a little smarter, a little better. Not me, I'm telling you. We think ours is just a little better than somebody else's. And when we get around other people, we want to tell them about our grandchildren and what they're doing, and our children and all those things. That's great. But we need to be careful in our pride, because we don't have perfect children.
That's right.
We don't have perfect grandchildren.
That's right.
So, oh, by the way, all of you are not perfect either.
Amen. Amen.
Neither am I. And God has to remind me every day.
That's right.
He has to let me know, Wyman, you're nothing without me.
That's right.
So this old boy looked around, and when he had spent in verse 14, there arose a mighty famine. He done lost everything, and there wasn't anything to eat in the land, and he began to be woke. Now he's not in that Jewish land. I'm going to show you why. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed swine. Now, Jew did not mess with a hog, and I know I ain't got no Jew blood in me, because I love that hog. I love to eat them. I got them, and I think it's one of the best foods out there. Pork chops, asparagus.
Amen.
You know, there ain't nothing wrong with them. Well, this old boy's over there having to take care of himself and feed himself. Well, listen, and he would fain, that word means he would gladly have filled his belly with the husk or the carob pods that the swine did eat, and no man gave unto him. Did nobody help him. He was on his own. Oftentimes we have lovers. My wife and I have a niece that was on her side of the family. It doesn't make any difference. She met a fella, she was in love, and got in the family way. Came to me and her Aunt Jerome was crying that Monday morning. I remember until I lose my mind. And what am I going to do? And we said, go tell your mom and dad. Well, I can't tell them. It hurt them too bad. I said, no. They love you. Go see them. She went and saw him and later married a man. But if I called him that, he wasn't a man. A man provides for his family. A man takes care of you. He doesn't disown his children. A man, see.
That's right.
But anyhow, they wound up in the Delta working on a farm. And that girl started in trying to feed her children. One little boy. My children, just one little boy. She done a lot of bad things. Wrote checks, done things, didn't have no money. And finally her dad went and got her and brought her home. Give her a home. Helped her raise that boy. Oh, every time I see him, I think about how God has blessed him. How he blessed his grandparents. We have things thrust upon us in life that we aren't expecting. As we get older, we think about what we want to do in life and not about what God wants us to do in life. Now, this old boy was in a bind. He was starving. Look what he said. And when he came to himself, what do we have to do to recognize our need in life? I want us to see this morning that we need Jesus. And he came to himself. This old boy came to himself. And he said, how many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? You know, we spend all of our life trying to prepare our children for life. I've got 2 grandsons. One just finished school. He's 19 years old. His dad and I we have conversations almost every day. My son says, I'm reaping what I sowed. I said, and I'm 2 times reaping what I sowed. Not only did I reap it with you, I'm reaping it with my grandson now. He thinks he's got the world by the tail with a downhill drag. He ain't got nothing to worry about. He's making money, he's working, he's got his own money. How many of us think about life that way? Well, I don't need nobody because I got plenty. I've been there and know what it's like not to have plenty. I know what it's like to fall and things happen in your life and it goes the other way. And that's when you come to yourself. And you say, Lord, I'm going to give all of this to you. I'm going to let you work it out. And I'm going to let you take care of it. I've done exhausted myself. And he said, I've been here all the time. You just tried it on your own. This old boy tried it on his own. He would tear. And he said, I'll go home. I can go to the house. Look at 18. He said, I will rise and go to my father and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and am no more worthy. I'm no longer worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. That's the way we feel when we realize we're lost and that we're going to hell. We want Jesus and we want him in our life, and we just sort of try to say everything. The first thing we do is we try to make deals most of the time and say, well, God, I'll quit this and I'll quit that. Listen to me this morning. People don't go to hell for the sins that they commit. They go to hell because they haven't believed in the name of Jesus Christ. John chapter 3, you go read it.
Amen.
Go read what he told Nicodemus. He said, we must be born again. And the way we're born again is just like this old boy, coming to our senses and realizing we need something more in our life than what we got because we're not happy in the state we're in. So what do? We cry out. Now here's the best, most beautiful part. Verse 20, he said, and he arose and came to his father, but when he was yet a great way off, listen real close now. When he was a great way off, his father saw him and had compassion and ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. He locked the door and said, no, sir, I ain't fooling with you. You done got everything coming to you. I don't want you to have nothing else. Get on down the road. No, Father didn't do that.
That's right.
Look, and the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said to his servants, listen, bring forth the best robe and put it on him. And put a ring on his hand and shoes or sandals on his feet, and bring hither the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. That's how a party. You know, when people get saved, and I've been guilty of this, well, I gotta see it to believe it. Do you know this morning that you and I don't have anything to do with our salvation or anybody else's? A person's salvation is between him and God. But it's through the name of Jesus Christ that a person's saved. Not what I tell him to say or what somebody else tells him to say. It's by faith.
Amen.
In Jesus Christ. And this Father, I won't go into all what all of this stood for or represented, but I'll think about all of us. Through Jesus Christ, we're in standing, good standing, great standing with our Father. The one that created us and put us on this earth. As Harry mentioned a while ago, we can't comprehend and understand that before the foundation of even this world that you and I live in today, he knew all about us. Because he's God, and we're not. Listen to what he said now. For this my son was dead and was alive again. He was lost in his family, and they began to be married. A person without Jesus is lost. They have to find themselves. And they have to find Jesus. And they're not dead anymore. They've been made alive by the Holy Spirit. They have been born again. And now, here's the other side of this. There's somebody else involved in this. I began and told you there was two brothers. Papa's took in the younger brother back to the fold. And here's church members now course, these were Pharisees, and they're well thinking. Now his elder son was in the field, and as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music and dancing. They was having a good time. They was proud that the poor boy was home again.
Amen.
My son is home this weekend. He's been remarried a little over a year. This past June was a year ago that I got to perform the wedding ceremony for him and his wife, and she lost her husband. His first wife didn't want to be married, but anyway, he's found happiness. But she's got a fine young son. Never would have dreamed. But folks, there's a reality in this world about drugs. And this young man had a beautiful wife and 3 little boys. And he's in Brooklyn, Alabama rehab. And he's went through half of the program, and now he's in the next phase. They're home today, and my son and I got a little farm and do things, and he was thinking about, well, what he could do while I was here. I said, son, what you do is get in the car and go with your wife to see your stepson. Because he and his family is worth more than anything you and I have ever owned in this world. None of the material things in this life. Have you seen some of the videos of Mexico City and Florida? Looks like this floor. You understand this morning that God don't care about who we think we are in this world? He flattened the house of a billionaire just like he can a poor person. And that fellow that's got all of that, he can't get any more than you and I can get. Well, he got money. No, he just thinks he can. Well, what he needs is Jesus in his life. Now look at this little boy, I'm going to quit. This old oldest son in verse 26, and he called one of the servants and asked what these things meant. What's going on? They always get a little amazed, and had a fellow one time who never came to church. They were members. I never saw it. We voted in the church, and we bought a big fine lighted sign and put it out in front. Had to cut a couple old trees that had been there for years. I was there in the trailer one day on Wednesday, and this fella come out there, and he's looking, and he's doing. I went out, introduced myself to him. He told me who he was. Went to ask him questions. I said, let me tell you something. We transact business on the business meeting night in the church, not under the tree. If you want to have anything to say, you come to church and we'll have it. There's a lot of people that wants to sit at the house and tell everybody how to do everything. This old boy wasn't involved in his brother's reunion. What he was doing was he was protecting his own interests. And he said to him, thy brother is come, and thy father hath killed a fatted calf, because he hath received him safe and sound. And he was angry, and would not go in. Therefore came his father out and entreated. He begged him. You know, in Matthew chapter 18, he talks to us how to deal with offending brothers. If you wrong me, I'm to go to you and tell you. Folks, I know you need to go there and beg. You ever begged anybody's apology and that sucker's mad? You ain't getting nowhere with him. Best thing to do is leave it to the Lord. And what I learned in my life was when I was offended, was talk to the Lord and let him move that, and I wouldn't have to go over there and get to nobody else and finish. You know, we walk around with a chip on our shoulder all the time. Somebody will definitely bump us and knock it off. What we need to do is make sure that we get ourselves right with the Lord. And then we can have homecomings and reunions. Look. And the old boy said to his father, lo, these many years do I serve thee. Neither transgress I at any time thy commandment, and yet thou never gavest me a kid or a young goat, that I might make merry with my friends, and you may give me no party. But as soon as this thy son was come, which hath devoured the living with it, he said, he's been over yonder just with the whores, he's been over yonder with the harlots, he's been over yonder just partying and having a good time, and he shows up, what do? You throw him a party. killed for him and fed the calf. And the father said unto him, Son, thou art ever with me, and all that I have is thine. It was meet or necessary, or it was right that we should make merry and be glad, for this thy brother was dead and was alive again, and was lost in his faith. Now what Jesus was trying to teach these Pharisees were that the Jews thought they had all the rights to God. And they didn't want sinners and publicans and all of these trashy folks to become part of the family of God. Jesus was teaching them that He came so that all men could be saved. And we need to remember that in our lives so that we can have homecoming every day at home and the people that we see. And not have our up on our shoulder and don't want to have anything to do with the community and people around us. Don't ask God to open the door for you. He's already got it open. Our problem is we got to be willing to walk through it. And when we have those that are maybe not as good as we think we are, we need to look in the book and see how much love we've got. Don't look at yourself righteously. Don't look at what you don't do and what you do. Look at how much love you've got for other people. Amen. God has let me be a witness to a lot of things, and I won't talk about them too much, but I've seen people be so humble they thought they were somebody. I've seen people share love with them. And those individuals say, oh, you can't do that. The person say, I reckon I can. It's mine, I do what I want to. You know, there's so many ways today that you and I can share our love with others. Oh, by the way, let me tell you this in closing. You will never outgive God. You give all you got and you won't be out. You remember the lady that came? She gave just a little bit. And Jesus said she gave all she had. What about all you other folks that got plenty? You ain't doing that. And I ain't talking about money. That's what everybody gets off on. Start thinking money. If God wants it, He got it all. He can make it possible anytime He wants to. Here's what He wants us to share is our love with other people. I got to quit. I thank you all for the invitation. Have a good day. Enjoy homecoming. Oftentimes when we have homecomings, we look around and somebody's missing. Mary's lost his wife, I've lost mine, others of you have lost yours, Roger's lost his. A lot of us have lost those things in this world that we value a lot. So, friendship and fellowship is so important. It doesn't matter when a person's passed away, you can go and climb in the casket, you can go and cry, and you can do everything in the world. That individual's not going to know it. Or acknowledge it anyway. You got any love to share it while a person did. Amen. Don't be afraid to put your arms around somebody and tell them I love you.
That's right.
That's what this little father did.
That's right.
He was waiting, and he said, son, come on. No, I want to hear that. I could go another 30 minutes, these folks said, please go. That's a happiness again, brother. Yeah. I don't want you to take me home with you, and I don't want you to go home with me, but I want you to take God's word home.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
That's the best thing in the world. God's love on our mind. I told Wyman this, I told y'all that, too, that my youngins, when they call me and I talk to them, and the last things that we say, it ain't goodbye. I love you, Dad.
Amen.
I love you. And you know what? The youngins want you to hear. They want to hear you tell them I love you. Amen. All right, and I want to hear my youngins say, I love you, Dad. Look, and that's what our Heavenly Father wants today. He wants to hear His youngins say, I love you. Do you love him today?
Amen.
You appreciate him?
Amen.
There to your feet. Brother Jason, would you ask God's blessings upon food, his business?
Loving Heavenly Father, as we get ready to break bread in your house, we just want to thank you first for the messages that we delivered here today.
Amen.
Good music, good words, and good fellowship, dear Lord. And just the ability to be able to praise you and give you the love and the glory for everything, dear Lord.
Amen.
And now as we do get ready to break bread, dear Lord, we just ask that you bless this food for the nourishment of our body. Bless the hands that prepared it.
Amen.
And as we get through and leave today, dear Lord, we just ask that you just be with